We are here at the mental ward once again.
I guess.
Marco getting ready to hump Jimmy or something over there? I don't know.
I'm going to have to reshare everything, but go ahead and do what
Go
you're
ahead. While he's sharing everything, we're just going to jump right into it here. We have already asked him about his reason why he wears his onesies or his outfits.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't finish it. I guess the good part of the story. So, I did a show for my granddaughter I didn't do a show. I was dressed up as the pink bunny for my granddaughter's birthday. And from there I had to go do a show. And I didn't have time to change. So I'm like...
So you just wore it?
Fuck it, I just went. And at that point, I had been doing comedy for maybe 6 months or whatever. Nobody really knew who the hell I was or whatever.
Right.
But after that point, they all know the guy in the onesies.
Right.
It took a while for them to know my name, but they always knew the guy in the onesies. So even to this day, what was it, last week we were down at the Funny Farm, and nobody really recognized me because this is my podcast attire. There's a story behind the white
I've
beater.
seen your podcast.
The white beater and the hillbilly jeans.
How long you been doing podcasts?
About 12 years, something like that.
You've been doing comedy for?
About 5.
5?
Yeah.
Were you? I know you was involved with the bands, but were you actually playing in the band?
No, I hosted. Me and the guys from Upside Down Studios hosted a lot of live bands, a lot of live shows, local bands and stuff.
Oh, so you were like a promoter for it?
I was the mouthpiece.
Right.
In between the sets, I introduced the bands. I ran my mouth. I was kind of the hype guy. That's how I ended up getting into comedy. Me and a buddy of mine, so another comedian, Mike Copenhaver. We were drinking one time, and he had mentioned something about writing a set or how hard it was to write a set or how long it takes to write a set. And I'm like, dude, I do the same fucking thing you do. I get up on stage. I don't understand why people keep bitching that this is so hard. And I do the same thing as you do. I get on stage and I act a fool. And he took a little bit of offense to it. And well, if you fucking think you can do it, then I'm hosting an open mic tomorrow up in Austin town. Bring your ass up there. So, of course, me not to be outdone on the fucking pettiness. Me and my producer went up there the next day up to Austin town, and I've been doing it ever since. I killed the crowd then, and sometimes they like me, sometimes they don't.
I like to consider you one of the most edgier comics that I hang around.
You're an acquired taste for some.
Acquired taste for some, I guess.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I've met people that I thought was a lot edgier than me. Like, I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, you can't. If I say you can't say that, or if I say, whoa, that's bad. You said some shit.
You and Brandon White are like my two better friends that are a little bit more edgier than the ones that
Brandon, the big dude.
Yeah.
The one who brought his daughter to the show?
Correct, yes.
Got a hot daughter, I'll tell you that.
I stole your joke last weekend, actually, talking about him fucking his daughter. Whoops.
At this point...
Yeah, we were doing that show in Port Clinton, and I said some shit about that.
Did you do the Let's Go Brandon?
No, I should have. Honestly, that shit's... I can't believe we never thought about that.
He doesn't go by Brandon no more.
Now he's B. White. Ha 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 ha.
B. White. Let's go, Brandon.
Next thing you know, he's going to be doing Nazi salutes on stage. B. White.
No, that's the new black thing now. Hakeem Jeffries took that over. It went from Elon, and then Hakeem took it over, and now nobody's saying nothing about it. It's just, he loves his crowd. He loves his people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your podcast is not a comedy podcast at all times.
It gets funny.
Yeah.
But,
the other two guys that are generally on your podcast, they were at the Funny Farm doing a set also, so I didn't know they were in comedy whenever I watch your podcast.
Cole Clayton is a local comedian out of Cleveland. He's more of a content creator now. He hasn't done too many stage things. I actually met him about 5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, doing some skits out in Cleveland. Now Dino is a comedian from out in Canada, Toronto. Excuse me.
Was he just in for the week?
He came down to visit us. Because we've all become, over the past, 8 years now, we've all become pretty good friends. So he comes in every maybe 6 months or whatever. We hang out and kick it, do a few mics, and just get hammered.
So me and Brandon and Jimmy, we're getting ready to put together a campfire comedy where we're just going to stand around a campfire in Jefferson, Ohio. Would that be something you'd be interested in getting in on?
No, but I'll do it.
Nah. He said, "Fuck you." I
don't got to camp or nothing. You can go home, but
well, see, that's the thing. That was the thing when we used to do the shows, the metal shows. We used to host these festivals that were like huge, and they were in the middle of some acre. It was almost like a Woodstock type deal.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm just, to me, camping is disrespectful to homeless people.
Honestly, that's kind of real.
It is very disrespectful to homeless people. And I'm just like, every time we went out there, my friends love to camp. My guys from the studio, they got the tents and they got the pots that you just pull out for camping and, the grills and shit. No. When I go camping, I usually got a bigger vehicle. It's always been a van or a big truck. I have my own toilet that I brought.
I think you talked to me about that
my
one
own
before.
toilet. I bring my own generator, and I'm not talking about the little lawnmower generators. I'm talking about big enough for my flat screen to play. Well,
I'm too much of a bitch to go camping personally.
Dude, like I said, when I go, I bring a stove. Mm-hmm. There is no grill. I bring a coffee pot. I bring a flat screen TV. Mm-hmm. I bring my Roku. I got hotspot. I got my. So while everybody is going fucking around and doing this and that, and the porta potties, dude. If you are ever camping, the best thing you could ever buy is your own personal camping toilet. Because ain't nothing worse than a fucking porta potty 2 days into a fucking 4-day weekend, and it's all just. Fuck. It's all just nasty, hammered, fucking white kid shit.
Well, I'm just walking into my brother's camper. He has all that in there.
So I'll come.
I am from West Virginia, and I've used outhouses. I've used porta potties.
Your son.
I'm used to the dynamics of the outhouse. But I don't choose to use them anymore now that I found Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
Well, dude, growing up, my best friend BG, his family's had property out here in North Kingsville. Yeah. It's about maybe 20 minutes away from the strip or something like that. And they have a cottage out there, beautiful little cottage. And then they have a double wide trailer on the next lot over. And in between there's the outhouse, but it's like. It's in between, but back. A good at least 50, maybe 100 yards back. And when we were growing up, we'd come up and hang out and shit, but we weren't allowed in the double wide. So ain't nothing like being a stone fucking preteen, fucking walking out 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're hovering over this hole that is completely dark, like no lights, even the crickets were afraid, if you heard a sound while you were in that outhouse and it wasn't your ass, that's your ass. So, but yeah, it was like I said, I grew up on a hill, and at the bottom of the hill was a bar, and I was allowed I was DJing at that bar at 13 years old. So, but once I turned 16, I vowed I would never fucking walk this hill again. And even though my mama's house was, say where this apartment is, and the bar is where my car is parked right now, best believe I'd get in my car, start that bitch, and drive right down that motherfucker. So, you know, if I ain't got to use an outhouse again,
I'm trying not to fucking do that. I mean, the shits are already nasty enough. I had Taco Bell last night. Like, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun. I mean, what we're gonna do. I mean, the whole idea of it. It should be a fun.
Oh, you know, it's gonna be a good time. I mean, you just shoot the shit around a campfire, right? Like.
Now the bad thing is my old lady loves camping.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
She loves all that bullshit.
See, I'm lucky.
So I'm gonna have no choice but to be out there. And as much as I will plot out where the hotel is and where the nearest shit is, best believe she'll be like, "Come on, help me put up the tent."
Yeah, I got lucky with that. My girlfriend's like, "Fuck that, we're sleeping in bed, dude."
Yeah, my old lady, she's an outdoorsy type.
Yeah.
You know, when I met her, she was carrying fucking logs like She-Hulk.
Is that what was hot to you?
No,
Okay.
not at all. What was hot to me is a woman doing something.
That's valid.
Oh my God, she fucking got firewood? Jesus.
Look at her go.
I'm getting wood just watching her.
Right on. What is the biggest show that you've ever done that you would think? I mean, people-wise.
As far as like comedy,
credibility. Yeah, comedy. People-wise or credibility of. You know, if it was a big venue of a certain thing going on. I know mine was the Tricky Tortoise, which is that poster back there. Complete comedy with George Gretzko.
See, I don't know. To me, they all seem pretty much the same. Like I've been in bigger theaters, I've been in theaters, I've been in clubs, I've been in bars. And I've had crowds from, look like a couple hundred people to 2-3 people.
I know how that goes. I've been in that boat too.
I mean, so I don't really can't really judge which ones. I've hosted quite a few shows. I've snapped on a few bar owners in the middle of shows. It's like if I'm a host in the show, I don't care if this is your bar or not. You don't disrupt the show.
Right.
And you can fuck with me or whatever, but when you start fucking with the other comedians or fucking up their sets when I'm the host, I feel like to me, it's my job to control that shit. And like there was a bar called Club 17 out in Cleveland. And it's a predominantly Hispanic bar. A buddy of mine did a lot of shows out there, and he asked me to host. And ladies come in, and it just, not to sound racist or stereotypical, but it is what it is. If it's the fucking truth, these Puerto Rican ladies come in there loud as shit, louder than the fucking mics, and I didn't know at the time but they were the owners and the owner's sister.
Oh boy, yeah.
And they're in the corner, and they're. So finally, after I had to deal with a couple hecklers on one of the other comedians, I walked up and I started speaking Spanish to the ladies, which they totally blew their mind. They're like, "You can speak Spanish."
They're like, "This motherfucker."
Yeah, I'm gonna speak too, motherfucker. We're here pretty much in English. I told them, "We're here for you. Why don't you shut the fuck up?" Yeah, it just.
So, that's gonna go under the next question. Which one was your biggest shit show, or was there a shittier show than that?
That was actually a good show. I had a show, man. Like I said,
I mean, experience-wise, what was
when I first started off going to the East Side Civics with Huff, they did not like me at all. I mean, they did not like no matter what I said. And, if you're gonna, it's one thing if you don't like my set or whatever, that's fine. Everybody got their different tastes or whatever.
right?
But you want to throw your 2 cents into it, I'm going to throw my whole dollar at you. And, it started with this one little group of ladies. Well, it started off with 2 ladies, and then I guess the 2 ladies had a group of ladies, and they all got it. Like, at one point, I walked down to this one dude, and I'm like, "So, you pay for pussy?" And he, got appalled. He's like, "This is my wife. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm looking at all these beer bottles up here, so you do pay for booking.
That's one of the things that I like about your set, though, is because you'll just go out and point out half the fucking crowd. Like the last show we did together, when you were going around with your cock and everything like that. And
when did your cock come to your
repertoire? Yeah.
Yeah. That actually came out of nowhere. It was just on a random whim. I don't remember exactly the first time I pulled it. I think the idea first started with, there was a kind of a satire or parody video out called Dick in a Box.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I actually had a box with the whole, like the dick, the whole wrap. And I was going to use that one time for one of the shows. And like when somebody asked to look in the box, I was going to have a rubber chicken in there. And I think something happened to I was going to use it and something happened to the box or whatever. And I'm like, fuck, what do I do? So I don't even know where I got the chicken. But I just grabbed the chicken.
Is it the same one that you started with?
Yeah, it's the same old.
He has like it's like a head of a chicken.
It's kind of like one of them
cock.
Yeah, it's like one of those.
It's like a long stick with it.
Like the horse
toy. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
The thing the kids did.
At one point, because I have a horse one too, I zip tied the cock to the horse, so then it was my horse cock.
I love that. I got a question from the audience here. They said, can you make refried beans from scratch? Just asking for a friend.
No. Oddly enough, because I know that's supposed to be a semi-racist joke, but
that came from commenter David Ward.
Oddly enough, I just had this conversation with somebody at the Funny Farm. Because the Funny Farm is also Margarita King. They sell Mexican food.
Right.
Yeah. Mexican beans look like baby shit.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican beans look like fucking beans. You know, like I'll never forget the first time I ordered rice and beans at a Mexican restaurant. I'm like, what the fuck did somebody throw up?
Yeah,
on my plate?
It looks like some baby puke or some shit.
Yeah. It's fucking gross.
I love it though.
Oh yeah, it's it looks gross, but it's fucking delicious.
I
like
pinto beans, which is pretty much the same thing.
No. See, the bean is that'd be like me taking this. All right, see that cigarette? All right, that's Puerto Rican. This is Mexican. Alright, same thing there, but see that mess there?
I don't know what it is. Like, it does look like shit, but I love that shit.
To me, that is just like Mexican mashed potatoes.
That's cool with me. I'll fuck with some mashed potatoes, dude.
So, if anybody is interested, they could post a question like that was from my brother David. But anybody that has any other questions, you can ask Marco anything you want. If you can't offend him, it's impossible. I've tried.
Call me a Democrat.
I've been seeing your political posts too recently. You've been kind of odd one recently.
Recently?
I mean, from what I've seen.
People think I'm more of a Republican or a conservative, and because I generally lean that way, but ultimately I'm a truther. You know, I look for the truth. You know, just so happens as much as people don't want to hear it, Trump has told more of the truth than anybody, especially in the past fucking 15 years. So I mean, you know, like it or hate it, he may not put the truth out there the way you want to hear it, but
my thing about it, and I don't want to get too political, right? You're right in some sense, in my opinion, because they're all paid for bullshit. Yeah. That's basically what I was gonna say.
Well, that's like the whole porn star thing.
Yeah.
Everybody got on Trump's shit for fucking a porn star. I'm sorry, but just being a man in America, if I had millions of dollars and I didn't fuck a porn star, I wouldn't have anybody trusting me. I wouldn't trust. If you have millions of dollars and you've had millions of dollars for decades, and you didn't fuck a porn star, I would not trust you, Jimmy. I would not. You didn't do any kind of drugs? None? Nah, fuck you, dude. I don't trust you at all. I don't trust you. Nope. I don't care how clean your life is now. Not once. You didn't grab a pussy now.
So basically, you're saying that he has more truth than any of them. That they're,
Right.
all.
If he sniffs your kid, he's gonna tell somebody, "I sniffed your kid. She was the best sniff I ever had."
It was splendid.
It was a splendid sniff.
It was terrific.
She asked me to sniff it again.
So basically, you're saying he tells more truth than any of them, which
I mean, you see how
I would agree with. I'm not really. If you was to say that I was gonna ride one side, I'm a Democrat, I guess. Even though I didn't vote this time because I just didn't. First time in 30 years I haven't voted. But I could see that though, being him telling the truth more than others, because they all fucking lie about everything and they're running around cheating on their wives and whatever else. And
Well, they're all bought and paid for.
I mean, the whole thing about you notice when Clinton got his dick sucked, it was he cheated on his wife. When Trump fucked a porn star, he paid her off. But his wife knew about it. Everybody fucking knew about it. He tried to keep it quiet. That's why the NDA was done. But when it was out, it was fucking out. It was fucking out. And then that old Skeletor-looking cunt trying to say Trump fucking raped her and fucking...
Pelusko or Peluski or whatever.
You're thinking of Nancy Pelosi. But
yeah, not that dirty bitch.
No, not Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, my bad.
Also,
I don't know. I don't care about it anymore.
There's like the one she was hitting on the gay reporter. Who's the famous gay? The famous gay. He's a real piece of shit. White hair, wears
Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, Anderson Cooper. He interviewed her, and she was like, "We know rape is sexy."
What?
Yeah, dude. Oh my God! And you can see him to watch this gay man get that uncomfortable. Like, look, like you didn't just take a dick. Like that's. And she's
I got a couple comments here.
Okay.
Haley, my sister, your daughter, said Puerto Rican food over Mexican food any day. So, she also said, "Tell that to his ear," referring to Trump's ear. And she's got one more. She said, "Cartilage doesn't grow back. Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams."
Magnesium beams.
And also,
and there was a fifth plane that they're just talking about.
That is true. And also, David says, "Where is our guest from?" He's from the pothole of Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio.
I said that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Did you? He must not have heard that.
And as far as his ear is concerned, the bullet didn't hit his ear. It was just fragments of shit that scratched him up. But it made for one hell of a fucking press fucking...
The picture?
Yep. That picture's infamous. That's a historical picture.
I remember...
That'll be there forever.
About a week after that happened, we did a show at the Cove. And I did a joke about how I hated ketchup or some shit. And I was just like the shit that was on his ear. And then this fucking dude, he was big time Trumper, you could tell. And he got all pissed off, and I looked at him like, "You want to kiss after this, dude?" Like, and I think he left.
Was that the guy that was going to do a show for? I was going to do a show for him.
I have no idea.
There's a comedian that I won't say his name, but you run with him here and there. He's a real piece of shit.
Okay.
But he hates Trump, and we did a show down in Struthers, Ohio. And like I had seen him once or twice, but I never seen him.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
And he was trying to get all cool with me or whatever. And he's like, if you gotta brag to me about who you were 30 years ago, then you were nobody 30 years ago.
Right.
Like, I mean, you're not that much older than me, man. Just because you got a little bit more beard than me, I was there. You weren't. That. So he gets on stage, and it was supposed to be him and then me. And like he told like 2 jokes, and then the next was like 10 minutes of just political tirade, anti-Trump, just bashing, just not even any kind of jokes or nothing.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Like you just.
We'll talk about that one after the show. I think I know where you're going. You just
stopped my fucking show. Like, and the guy who was hosting it looked at me and was like, "No, Mark, don't do it."
Was I there that night?
Probably.
Me and you were talking in the back room?
Yeah, because I came down off stage and I snapped on him.
Where was that at?
That was at
was that
31 Club?
Yep. He was mentioning something about the guy who was on the roof, who's trying to take pot shots at Trump, and I was like, we all know that was not a Republican because we don't miss. And just all the.
But the guy as a comedian is an excellent comedian.
No, he's not. I've seen him since then. Fuck him. He looks like if cocaine rehab had a face.
I think he's funny, but I know what you're saying. I get it.
A matter of fact, I see his picture right there on your wall.
He's up there a couple times.
Yeah.
See, where am I at? Worst show. Has there ever been anybody famous, semi-famous, or just a name thrown out there that we might know that you've worked with, that the crowd would know, not us? That the audience would know.
Apparently, I work with a few people that are known to other folks. That's another bad thing. Like, my comedy comes like naturally, it's just shit that happens. I get too high to remember or write anything down, like to just make it up.
Right.
So, but like most of my, if I'm watching TV or anything like that, it's research from my podcast.
Right.
So I don't know like the shows. I don't know the new comedians. I don't know the new music. Like people have said, have you watched this, or the season finale? I'm like, dude, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. So I mean, there's been times where I found out that I might have, this person or that person was on TV, or this person or that person. Oh, okay.
It don't mean that much to you then, basically.
It's just like Huff yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? He did a show with somebody from the show Wild 'N Out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, see, you were over.
He opened it.
Who the fuck is Wild 'N Out?
I don't know either.
Wasn't that like something that Tosh was on?
I think Wild 'N Out was like Nick Cannon's show, I think.
Wasn't he in the Mickey Mouse Club?
Probably. Never mind.
The kids were,
well, he's got like 35 kids. I do know that.
Oh, well, somebody was in the Mickey Mouse Club.
But yeah, I think Nick Cannon hosted Wild 'N Out for some time. I can't fucking remember. It was an MTV show or some shit. So
they said the name last night when I was at the funny farm of the guy, but I don't know who the hell it is.
Like John kept telling me, he's like, this person from Wild 'N Out, I'm like, dude, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. I have no fucking clue. Like I met remember that show where they had the real big fat people and they lost all kind of weight.
It's like 600-pound life or whatever.
Some shit like that.
Yep.
I took my kids to a festival, and apparently the person who won that was on there.
Okay.
That lost all this weight.
Oh, The Biggest Loser is probably what that was.
Yeah. I don't fucking know what that is. This guy comes up to me and he's shaking my hand and he's like, hey, you want pictures? And I'm like, no, I'm good.
Can I take a picture of me trying to lick your flabby arm?
I had no idea who the fuck he was. Like, you're not a celebrity.
Yeah, you were just a formerly fat guy.
Yeah.
So, like... isn't that crazy how we can make formerly fat guys famous?
I met a couple bands like that, too.
Yeah.
Like I won backstage passes to, fuck was the name of the band? It was like when they first came out, they had a hit, it was all over. And I'm like... Well, I just won the tickets. I don't really give a fuck. So we got backstage passes, me and my old lady at the time, and we got to meet the band and all this. And I'm like, we go in this little room and the band comes out and all these people are taking pictures and talking, and they're like, hey, what about you? I was like, cool song.
Yeah, like I'm here, right? Yeah.
So,
I wonder who that was. That's interesting.
The people who sing Paralyzer.
Oh, that's a Finger 11.
Is that Finger 11?
Yeah, like I'm not paralyzed. Yeah, that's Finger 11.
When they first
He's like, what the fuck is music?
I know what music is. It's just not the same music as I listen to.
That's that's butt rock.
I listen to a little bit of everything, except I did listen to a little bit of everything. For the longest time, I really wasn't a big fan of country. but I've acquired a taste of some country music.
I think
country's not the same as it was.
My problem
30
with
years
country
ago.
music is the pop country music. Like
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's pop now. It's not even
Well,
because
like,
there's
I
no
don't
real
like
pop
the
music
Beyonce
like there was
country
in the
music,
80s.
but I like
Yeah.
the Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker.
I like Darius Rucker. He's badass.
You know, even when he was with Hootie.
Hootie, no Blowfish. Oh wait, no Blowfish, no Hootie. Same shit, right?
I don't like the new rap at all. Like when they
I gotta be in
started
a mood
doing
for
that
it.
mumble rap shit, that was it. I stopped listening.
If I'm drinking with like some of my friends or something like that, I could like listen to it, but it's not something I would listen to on a daily basis.
1998, that's it. No more rap music like after 98.
I failed to mention because of all the situations in the beginning of the show. We're going to iron parts of this out. It's never going to be perfect because you're working with us too.
Yeah, we're
it's
idiots.
It's not going to happen that way. But we'd like to thank the Abraham Drinking Podcast for allowing us to share the channel with them, our sister company. We'd like to thank them for all that they do.
Kind of like that
And
Abraham Drinking.
yesterday they had their beer crawl in Willoughby, Ohio. That was a big success. This is the T-shirt
I
from
had a
it.
threesome with a girl from Willoughby once upon a time.
She look like that?
No, not at all.
Damn.
Honest
Did she
Abe
wear the
was
hat?
there. Honest Abe was there. Their little mascot. Good time.
Did anybody shoot him in the back of the head with a paintball gun?
No.
Man, I got hit with an Orby gun today. You ever been hit with one of those motherfuckers? It's like they like absorb the water.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I've just never been.
Oh my god, I got hit in the back. It felt like a fucking paintball.
Now, I hear, like, see, this is where the side of town I come from.
Yeah.
Orbeez are good, like the kids like to use them for their little guns or whatever. They're no good for animals too. I'm a big animal advocate. Orbeez are not good for
That
animals.
was one of my other questions
But
about your.
you can grow hellified plants in Orbeez because they hold the water.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can use them as plant material, like growing material, like dirt.
Okay. Shit. I had no
It's
idea.
almost like the hydroponic gel, like the grow matter for the old school hydroponics.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, that hurt like a son of a bitch. They tricked me. They were like, "Can you come see if these burgers look about done?" Fucking shot me right in the back with that son of a bitch. Fucking Davin did.
So we used to do that with real deal paintball guns.
Yeah.
And we'd walk up on our friends and shit and just bah, 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 bah.
I went paintballing one time, and I got shot like close distance from here to the lighting over there, right in the chest. I was like, walked off the field, went in the car and started drinking my beer. I said, "Fuck you guys, this is fucking stupid."
Our paintballing when we were kids, it started off with we had like 3 streets we pretty much roamed. You know, it was First Street, there was Fitch Street, First Street, and then Water Street. And my buddy's family owned them streets. His last name was Walters. But it was all his family, so we all roamed. And it started off with a buddy of ours, I think it was Mikey Wilson. He went and bought one of them cheap paintball guns, the spring-loaded ones.
Oh yeah.
And he walked up on us one, the day he bought it, we were sitting in BG's driveway, we're all smoking a blunt. And he comes up on the car and he sprays the car with the gun. So we're pretty petty. So there was like 4 or 5 of us in the car. We make a beeline to Kmart. And we all buy the high-powered ones that they had with the CO2.
Right.
Back then, there wasn't very many regulations. So
Yeah.
we got the ones with the big CO2 tanks. BG got this fucking rifle. He's got a tank on it. This
Jesus
goddamn big. I got like one of the, it was like damn, it wasn't fully, but I mean, you pulled the trigger and that thing just done. It was like 75. As fast as you pulled the trigger, them balls came out. And
Balls coming right at you.
yeah, so we all loaded up, and
Did you have a helmet, or
No,
you guys
no.
you guys
What the
just
fuck are you talking
you guys
about?
didn't have that shit?
no, well, we
So you
had
were taking balls off your chin.
BG had a big Buffalo Bills like triple fat goose coat, which you couldn't feel shit through. I had these big biker glasses that I used to wear. They were like sunglasses, but kind of looked like Batman fucking goggles. and a long leather trench coat. That's all the fucking. That's all I needed.
I can see you in a long leather trench coat.
We walked street to street, just going up on porches, just.
David says Roman candle wars.
Oh, we used to do that.
We used to do that, yeah.
That and bottle rockets inside the used Roman candles. You ever shoot them at people?
Yeah.
Or take the sticks off and fucking light the ends? We used to call them something chasers.
One time I saw a dude light one like in between his butt cheeks. So like that was the last exposure that I had to that.
No, I've never witnessed that.
Yeah.
No, the closest thing I ever to anything like that is I had a blowtorch under my ball sack one time.
Whew.
Fuck
Did
that.
live on one of the podcasts. Yep.
You're fucked up, Marco.
Dude, I was just talking about this. I did a whole podcast with my balls out. One of the very first ones at our studio in Girard. It was when that movie Waiting was out.
Yeah.
Remember that movie when they had the bat wing and the brain and all that? Well, me and my buddy Scotty had his own little booth. So he was kind of separated away, and he had a vasectomy. So I guess him and his daughter were arguing or whatever before he got down to the show, and he said something. He was like, he said something about his balls. I was like, you don't have no fucking balls. He's like, oh yeah, and he pulls out. I know he had good intentions. He meant well. His pride was in it, but he pulled out his little coin purse with nothing inside of it. I was like, what the fuck is that? Those aren't balls. These are man's balls. And I unzipped my zipper and just dropped my balls
right there.
For the rest of the show, for a 2-hour show, I just sat on the edge of the chair with my balls hanging out.
He had to assert your dominance, I guess.
Was it.
Yeah.
Like, at the last maybe 10 minutes of the show, Greg's wife comes in and says, Mark, can you put your balls away, please? Because, I mean, it wasn't just me, Greg, and Scotty. It was a room full of people.
They're just hanging.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
And then the blowtorch night, that was a lot of cocaine. That was a lot of cocaine.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it'll make you fucking blowtorch your balls.
Apparently, fuck. Whenever I did cocaine, I just ran down the stairs saying I did cocaine like a mad person.
No, I was like, ding dong! Ding dong!
I have never done that, so. I mean, cocaine or that.
I've done both.
Give it a try sometime.
No. I'm okay. What else we got here?
I can't read your handwriting.
Pretty good today. So, where would you like comedy to go for you? Or are you just fine where you're at? And you just have any more expectations of it, or what do you want to do with it?
Well, I found out, and I learned this from another comedian that you know real well too, Rob Coleman, who's a good friend of mine. I've known her for a while. I've noticed that if I put my own foot forward, I could go pretty much anywhere in this. I'm a lot further ahead than a lot of people who's been doing it for 20, 30 years. But at the same time, I've seen people just doing it for a couple months that are a lot further ahead than me. Mm-hmm. But they also put in the work in it. Yeah. And to me, I started doing this out of spite. You know, and
you were fucking around, and all of a sudden you're a comedian.
Yeah.
There's comedian Marco Torres, and you're like, what? They're talking about me?
And I notice a lot of people who take the comedy thing way too seriously. Yep. And I tell them all, look, you've been doing this for years and years, and this is your heart, this is your everything. This is my fucking hobby. I got up 20 minutes ago, I got high, and I'm on stage right next to you, motherfucker. So, one of us is doing something right, and one of us isn't.
But you still have a little bit of scripted jokes.
Here and there. The ones that I do write down that are scripted are just like ones that, all right, this was a good one. I can't forget this one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you've done it without scripting it, and all of a sudden it hit really big, and you're like, I'm going to keep that around.
Right. It's just a regular.
I got like notebooks and notebooks of shit that I wrote down.
Right, I see you writing all the time before we do like a open mic or something.
A lot of my shit, like for instance, my whole set last Wednesday, I wrote that Wednesday morning while I was at the shelter stump. Yeah, and I attribute a lot of my writing and shit to me getting high. Like if I'm smoking sativas, then I'm kind of in my head. I could, I know what I want to say, or I can put the shit together in my head. It just never makes it to the paper. If I smoke an indica, then I never make it to the paper.
Right.
But if I smoke a hybrid, then I'm fucking writing. Like I used to drive to Cleveland and I'd never see the road. Like it freaked my old lady out. Like the first time I drove out to Cleveland with her, especially in my Jeep, because my Jeep had a big armrest. It was like a table. Right. So I'm looking this way. The car's going this way, and I'm writing while I'm driving. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "I gotta get this down." Well, why don't you say it into your phone? Because it never sounds right.
So that is interesting. I mean, I always want to know what everybody's expectations are, where they want to go, what they want to do. I've been in it 2 years, as you know. We've known each other for, a year and a half of it at least.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Did we meet up at Sean's?
Yes, we did. That was a year ago, June.
Yeah.
This month. It was the 29th last year. The reason why I remember is because my birthday's on the 28th, and it was, that was like 1 year in. So, I'm always curious about what people want to do. Some people say Wardy's Laugh Factory or Jimmy Ward does too much, too fast, or whatever, because we do so many different shows all over the fucking place all the time.
I noticed, and I try to get my guys at our studios to do this, but they're kind of in that same rut. There's the only way I can explain it is an analogy from a past life. You know, when you're selling drugs, you got your drug dealers who go and they hold on to their supply until they get the one buyer to come, and they make their money all off the one bag.
Yeah.
You know, they might make a little bit more money than most people off the bag, but they're also waiting forever.
Yeah.
They're waiting forever. They got to put the word out. You got to meet with a few people. Whereas the small bag guys, you know, they may not make as much money, but they're constantly making money. They constantly got cash flow. They're constantly liquid. They're constantly meeting new people. They're constantly, and I'm more of a small bag type of dude. You know, if you wanna hold on to something, you put some aside, but you keep the money circulating and keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I've always been, that with any kind of business, with the comedy thing, I mean, to me personally, if you want to get a big venue, 300-400 people, whatever, then you need maybe a month or two to plan or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're trying to throw a show together and just get shit going.
Yeah.
You need a week. Get a fucking week, get a few guys, get the word out, You put it together, and then the next week when you do it, it's the people from the last week puts the word out for you.
Right.
So, so I think the way you do it, Jimmy, is just fucking fine.
Also, David did say, has Marco been on the shows at the Cove with us before? Yes, he has.
Yes, he has. He was just recently there.
What was that, 2-3 weeks ago?
First week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the first week, yeah.
First week we did the Cove.
We had fun there, too.
Yeah, it was a good time.
First week we did the Cove this season. He'll be there probably towards the end of the season or something.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the fuck you want me to come up to.
Well, we're going to have him at the Halloween show again. For sure. I think that's where I first met you. I think that's where I met you the first time was the Halloween show. And you called me a transvestite.
Yeah.
Good times.
And he was also with us at Sunny Lanes. You've been there.
Sunny Lanes was a great time.
Yeah, it was a fun time. They're a rowdy crowd over there.
That's the reason why I booked you for that show.
Yeah,
I don't book you for a lot of my Saturday night shows, but I wanted you at that show because I knew that show. Them guys eat up anything you throw at them at Sunny Lanes.
Yeah, that was a great time there.
So, I knew you would go okay at that one.
I mean, you just make do with a lot of people. See, that's I try not to pigeonhole myself. A lot of people put me in a certain grouping to go out and the crowd to be around or whatever. And I do challenge myself to try to do clean sets, and I try to do a different, particular crowd or whatever. Don't always work, but like, you know, it kind of pisses me off, especially people that I know who are comedians or whatever. Like, I got into it with well, I still say we're friends, but you know, I don't fuck with him as much as we used to. But a buddy of mine out in Cleveland, he does a lot of shows and stuff, and he put together a show which by all rights should have been done by my studio guys or whatever.
Yeah.
But at least, you know, I should have been on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And well, no, and his excuse was, well, no, I'm trying to bring a different crowd, and I had church people come in, and I had this and that. Okay, just tell somebody, you know, I mean, you put yourself on the stage. You haven't been on stage in 2.5 years almost. I've been out hitting the streets damn near I'm hitting 2 or 3 mics a week. You know, I could do dirty sets. I could do clean sets. I could do, you know, I don't prefer them.
Yeah, I was going to say, it might not be your favorite thing to do, but you can still pivot and do what you need to do.
Like I've been telling little Jimmy, I've been like, you got to have 5 to 7 in your pocket of clean.
Right.
That's been tough for me. But
you got to have that just in case, because.
Well, my biggest issue is what you mean, like, what's your definition of clean? Like, cause I found out, cause I challenged myself. I know I have at least 50 minutes of clean material, and that's clean, no foul language.
See, that's my problem.
You know, I could go clean now. Just recently was a Saturday. I did a fundraiser for a shelter that I volunteer at.
Yeah.
And I had to do 30 minutes clean. And there was not a swear word in the bunch, but I got yelled at by one of the ladies in the crowd. Because I was telling, and again, true story. I don't know if you heard me tell the story about my dachshund. I have a dachshund, little wiener dog.
Yeah.
Zeus. My buddy. You know,
I don't think I ever heard it.
He's on my bed.
I've heard about the cat piss. But
Yeah, this kind of goes along with it. But, you know, my buddy Zeus, and you give your dog, you know, noozles and give him belly rubs and stuff. So I lean down.
It's in your face.
I lean down and I go to fucking, you know, noozle his belly. And next thing you know, and I said it just like this. And next thing you know, dog penis in my nose.
Penis.
I said penis.
yeah, you didn't say dick.
Right, I said penis.
You didn't say
Lady
cock.
had a fucking fit. I'm like, I said, and I yelled at that time. I was like, I said penis. I understand there's kids here, but I'm sure the kids know what a penis is.
Yeah, they take sex ed, right? Well, yeah, I mean, what are we going to call it? Red Rocket? Like, I mean, you're using the...
And then I told somebody to hit the lady with the fucking cornhole bag. Apparently she was a real rich lady, like whatever. I was like,
She wasn't donating to you, so it wasn't no big deal.
And it's really cool that you work with the shelter, though. I mean...
You want to let us know anything about it? Let the people know. Maybe there's some Youngstown people in there or wherever is involved.
I volunteer. Well, first of all, before anything, I always, you know, try to promote the shelter I volunteer at. But any local shelters, any local rescues or whatever around wherever you're at, make sure you take care of them. Volunteer. If you can't go and walk a dog or whatever, maybe a bag of dog food, some blankets, some treats or whatever. Even if you go and just go pet one of the animals, a lot of these animals, they don't know why. It's jail. I mean, the shelters are better than the pounds, but either way, you know, that's like going from a jail cell to a halfway house. A lot of these animals, they don't know what happened. They went from a loving home to being locked up, or some of them got the shit kicked out of them. You know, there's a lot of fucked up people out there. So always take care of your local shelters. But I've been volunteering for about 12, 13 years for All About the Paws. It used to be called Paws to Adopt. We just lost Nancy. She was a lady who was the heart and soul of the place. She ran it. She passed away about a month ago. So we're trying to keep everything afloat and keep it going. But yeah, you know, I don't see it as, I mean, to me, it's just my peace.
Yep.
You know, it's just, I get up in the morning after I retired, I found out that I got real lazy. I hit a bad depression for a quick minute there, especially when my kids graduated and got out the house. And you know, instead of I noticed I was diving a little bit too deep into the partying end of life, especially for my age. So it kind of brought me back and brings me my little bit of peace in the morning.
It kind of gives you like some more purpose type thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
I like that a lot because I mean I have 3 cats, so I love my cats to death.
Yeah, fuck cats.
I know that's how you feel, but
I got 5 of them. Fuck them. I think 5. Let's see. I don't even know. Like I don't even. They're like my kids.
Yeah.
You know, everybody else. You don't know how many animals. I don't know how many fucking kids I got. What the fuck you talking
I
about?
know you said that you had 10 grandkids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 10, maybe 12, because they come in pairs now.
Okay.
You know, yeah. My son told me that. Well, at least my son kept it real. It was like, Dad, I know this is fucked up, but. You know, this chick says she might be pregnant, but she don't know if it's mine or not. Like, you better hope it ain't yours, boy, because those are the ones that get you. Those are the ones that get your wallet. And then he's like, and you know, Kylie's knocked up too. And I'm like, you know, because at least Dylan's working. He ain't got much, but he's doing it and he's taking care of his kids. Now my daughter Kai is the one with the daughter, my grandbaby Davina. Yeah. That's her mother. So can't wait to see what this one's gonna be named.
Yeah, divine anal is crazy,
dude. I just found out, and it must be the universe.
Yeah.
Something in the universe must have heard that story because they done threw another one right in my lap.
Okay.
Yeah. I found out the other day. I got my aunt Carmen. I grew up with her sons, Ralphie and Pito, and I always take for granted she had a daughter also. But Leslie was never around. Leslie always did her own thing. She was always out the way, so, you know, kind of out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
So out of nowhere, what was it, last week? Wednesday. When we went to the funny farm, it was that day. I don't know, I just happened to look at my Facebook, and I see my Aunt Carmen, and it says, congratulations to my granddaughter. She just graduated and all this other stuff. And I was like, I literally messaged my aunt. I'm like, whose daughter is this? You know, this is not Pete or Ralph. You know, thought they had little ones. And then I'm like, wait a minute. That's fucking Leslie's daughter. Mm-hmm. Wonder what her name is. So I go look back at it, and her name is Anise. Y'all got it, yeah. Anise. Anise is anus with a little Hispanic stank on the end of it. That's all it is. Why the fuck are you gonna name your daughter Anus? Well, I mean, and now I remember back in the day, Enos was a hillbilly name for a guy.
Yeah, no, they say Enos. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Anus. So
Anise, anus, very nice. And what was the other granddaughter's name that became what I said earlier?
Davina Anna Lee.
Davina Anna Lee.
Divine Anal.
Insane that they didn't think about that.
It's insane that I had to be the one to be like, hey, you fucked my grandbaby up. The fuck is wrong with you?
Kids, you have what, 8, 10?
I got 12 kids, 10 grandkids. Maybe 12 grandkids. We don't know.
We're doubling them up.
Yeah. We don't know yet. And then, you know, another one, I don't see the joke in it, but, you know, this is one of Copenhagen's favorite that I say, you know, I got grandkids with names like Peyton and Landon. And
good old white names.
Little girl named Charlie and Davina and then there's Little E.
Little E, he's
Guess
your
what
boy.
color Little E is?
He comes with the good jokes.
Little E is my dude. He gets me out of a lot of shit.
He does.
You know, when that kid gets old enough and he hears some of Papa's sets, he's gonna be like, Papa was a dickhead.
He's probably gonna be like, I didn't fucking say what he said.
He does sets where he pretty much says that his grandson, Little E, is telling these jokes to him directly.
Yeah.
Basically giving him a pass to say whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, and that's some of the most crazy shit I've ever heard. So,
but in a sense, though, especially in Cleveland, you know, I do some of these rough hood bars in Cleveland sometimes, and they want to be mad at you. They want to call you, and then I'm like, and I'll tell them off rip. You know, this is a fucking 8-year-old's jokes. Mm-hmm. If you get offended by this, you might be the problem. Mm-hmm. You know, so I mean,
you're getting offended by an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, I just did People's Bar on East 65th in Cleveland.
How was that?
With Lex Vegas, and I'll tell you what, it was a fucking good time. I mean,
Lex usually has good shows. I like hanging
they were there to laugh.
I like their stage setup. I saw the.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
You know? Good thing you're not you're high or something looking at that.
Yeah.
The lights you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed I've done a few shows with Lex. Lex is one of the few promoters that I know who, when he puts on a show, he makes sure everything is done. He's well organized.
Yes.
You know, he'll have backup or whatever if somebody doesn't show up, but not 50 million fucking people there. He ain't never played with my money. You know, he's always been right on time with me, you know.
He gave me an envelope before I even went on stage.
Yeah.
I'm like,
very
okay.
professional, and he's cool to hang out with. A lot of people, I've heard people on the street and in the comedy business who like to run their mouth about Lex, but Lex has always been cool with me.
Oh, me too.
And everybody that
actually, you don't really meet a better guy. I mean, he's out there to push comedy. He's out there to back comedians.
Right. I mean, even when you're not there for business, you know, I've hung out with Lex, and Lex is just good people. You know.
I like it because, you know, maybe not my Saturday shows because he has a lot going on, but, you know, a Tuesday show or something like that, he'll just pop in.
Yeah.
Wednesday show, Middleburg, he just popped in like 2 times.
There's a few comedians out there that I give a lot of credit to that do that. Rich Green is one. Rich Green will pop in with his entourage.
Yeah.
DJ pops up here and there. He was just down at the Funny Farm. He's a real, you know, DJ. I think when me and DJ met each other, he thought, or people thought we were gonna like rub each other the wrong way.
Oh God,
people,
no.
You know, look, if you're cool with me, I don't care what you do. Right. I don't care who you do. If you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. You don't try to push your fucking craziness on me. I'll try to keep my craziness off you, and we're fine. And you know, like nobody realized how like they see me and DJ hanging out, and they're like, what? Because I mean, not only is he a hood black kid, but he's a gay hood black kid, and he's an on fire gay hood black kid. But DJ's cool as fuck. Yeah,
he is. I personally met him Wednesday. I never met him before that. Yeah, and then I was talking to him about the Las Vegas show because it was coming up. And he's like, man, I did the flyers for those.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you were the creator of the Oreo cookie idea.
I brought him a bunch of fans. He used to carry around like Asian fans. And he used to fucking flip them. Like every time, he had some faggy way of flipping up and down. Like instead of clapping. So like if I went to a flea market and I seen like a shit ton of different ones, I bought him a bunch of them. Happy birthday, motherfucker.
I remember seeing him at the Funny Farm, and his laugh was very infectious. I like that about him.
Another one who pops up, Tyrone Gaines, he comes out and he supports a lot of people. Sean pops up.
Sean popped up to a few of mine, and I've seen him at some of Nancy's, just in the audience. And
I mean, I see you pop up a lot of times just to support people. I try to do it too. I try to at least get to 1 or 2 of everybody's shows or whatever.
Like if I don't have a Saturday show for like 2 or 3 weeks that I'm either on or I'm producing, I'm going to show up somewhere from Youngstown to Cleveland.
Right. You know, it's always good to try to support your people. I mean, you know, even if it's just, you know, a date night or just get the fuck out the house, you know.
Right.
most of the time when I go to do it, somehow, some way, I always end up with a mic in my hand. But
what time are we at?
We're at 7:24.
Oh, 7:24. Yeah, I know this isn't really going to apply to you because I can't figure it out. But is there anybody that you try to imitate or try to be like?
That's anybody that's inspired you, I guess, is probably what you're trying to say.
That you sort of run your comedy around and say, hey.
I know, like, and it's a lot of, it's cliche, especially from where I come from in hood, like, situations. But my most inspiring, the people I used to imitate when I was younger and shit, were Richard Pryor and Red Fox and Rudy Ray Moore.
The good old boys.
Bill Cosby, the original Bill Cosby, before he was...
I was going to say, not the Roofies Bill Cosby.
No, this is before Roofies.
Yeah.
Who knows? It might have been.
Yeah.
But still, he was young, handsome, and rich back then, and he was black, and they were just liking blacks again.
Yeah, he didn't need the Roofies.
Yeah, so...
Then when he became a little bit more decrepit, though, he was like, "Oh, you want some popsicles?" Like, it is what it is. Like,
I remember, like, my mom still to this day has I just looked, just to be curious, I just looked not too long ago. She has 8 tracks of Rudy Ray Moore. She has 8 tracks and vinyls of Red Fox.
Right. Red Fox is the dirtiest fucker I've ever heard.
I fucking love Red Fox. She has the old vinyls of Richard Pryor, pre-crack pipe. Eddie Murphy. I used to listen to fucking Eddie Murphy Delirious on
Delirious
tape over and over and over, like by heart, all the Goonie Goo Goo. Like I even named my fucking best friend's old lady, his first girlfriend. We used to call her Goonie Goo Goo because she had a little bit of, it's like she had the double chin with a little bit of neck hair down there. And I'm fucking 15 years old. That's Goonie Goo Goo. But yeah, I mean, that's, if anything, it was that, for the longest time, being that, like, I was kind of the fat kid with the afro for the longest time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was the kind of the out of the place, I didn't really fit in with too many people or whatever, so for the longest time it felt like my identity was just a mixture of the different TV shows and the different comedy shits that I used to listen to.
Right on.
Like, it was kind of odd. Like, I would, I'd laugh like Eddie Murphy, like or I'd do the Richard Pryor, tell that motherfucker to have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up. Or Bill Cosby, Are you semi-fay? Are you semi-fay? Remember that, where he got his tooth drilled?
Yeah.
And then Fred Sanford, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey.
That's old school comedy. All that is.
So it was just like, that was that, and just mimicking different, parts of TV shows. I think that's one reason why I don't watch too much TV anymore.
Yeah, you got burnt out on it.
It was just. It became my identity. Like, I was just a giant couch potato that was never on the same channel.
I can kind of relate to that because for the longest time I was so good at all these fucking South Park impressions. So like I watched fucking I could do it.
Big fat bitches, biggest bitch.
We would get drunk together and he would make me fucking sing "Come Sail Away" in the Cartman voice every fucking time. I got so sick of it. Every fucking time. I got so sick of it.
Are you gonna do it?
When?
Now.
Right now? I don't know. I'm singing anyway. Like, there you go. Setting up in codes for the agency.
Now you know why I wanted to fucking do it all the time.
Indicator.
See, look, get me laughing.
He wants me to do impressions so fucking bad all the time, but I just don't know where to fucking put them at.
See, I know what, like, I've had people tell me it's decent. I guess the more buzz I get, the better it is. But I just gotta find the right spot for it. But I could do an Obama impression like you.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Nice.
No. Hear me out.
I like the. Well, let me be clear. Like.
Let me be clear. I want to tell all you guys. Fuck you.
It's fucking Pride Month. I said, let me be clear.
What time we got?
7:29.
No.
Okay, like half an hour, no, an hour from now. 8:30 is Talking Tito with Tribe.
We're talking Tribe with Tito.
Yeah,
Tito with the Tribe.
okay.
We're going to be down at the LA border.
Talking Tribe with Tito. Is that it?
Yes.
All right. That'll be on.
Talking border with Jesus at 9 o'clock.
He's going to say, holy shit, the Tribe sucked this weekend. That's
yeah, he is. He goes, a horrible freaking week.
So
that is on, and then tomorrow at 6 o'clock is the Abraham Drinking Show, general content, talking about everything possible, probably a couple news.
With a name like General or Abraham Drinking, and we're coming up on fucking Juneteenth, that builds its own story. If Abraham wasn't drinking, maybe they'd have got word a little bit sooner than the 19th. Hey, my fault y'all motherfuckers didn't pay your phone bills. Well, you quit your job. You ain't picking no cotton. Can't pay no phone bills. You didn't know. It's nobody's fault but your own. Fuck.
Oh, man.
With that being said, anything you'd like to add to it about where you're going, what you're doing?
No, I'm going to be at the same place you're going to be here Wednesday. Ain't you going to be at the comedy contest at Toss?
Oh, we already did ours.
You did yours? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, ours is Wednesday.
So he will be at Toss Place in Mentor, Ohio. 8 o'clock start, is that?
Yes.
Got me.
8 o'clock start.
Fucking flyer.
Mentor, Ohio, if you want to check out the comedy of Marco Torres.
Better watch out, though, because they said I was too vulgar. So.
Did they?
Yeah.
The judges.
Fuck them.
It is what it is. Anyhow.
I'm going to go up and do my thing. Maybe I won't dress like the big penis then. I was thinking, that was the thing. I was going to go up there with my inflatable penis on.
And
you should.
Now I feel like I'm just
Juneteenth, you're supposed to be with John Huff.
That's going to be a great show.
That's in PA, right?
In PA at the Elks Club. What number is that? What city is that?
Newcastle?
It's in Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle.
It's in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. He'll be there. Juneteenth.
I'm going to be the diversity hire there.
Yeah, because I'm the black guy. Yeah.
So, anything else besides that?
No, good. Come
you want to tell people how to be able to follow you?
Yeah, on Facebook. I guess I got an Instagram with my studio guys fucking run that shit. So if you put something on Instagram, I will have no clue. You can check me out on Facebook, either on my own Facebook, Marco Torres, or on Upside Down Studios. I got a TikTok. I don't know what they gave me some kind of funky name on there, but that just basically put the shows I record, like my live sets on there.
Like our sets go right to TikTok. We go to TikTok, YouTube TV, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube.
See, like my podcasts go to all that shit, but like just my when we go to the Funny Farmer shit, and somebody records it, I just stick it there just because. Facebook deletes your fucking videos after a while.
Right.
So at least there I can go back for reference. What did I say? Oh yeah, fuck it. I was gonna fuck the Chinese robot. Yeah, robosexual.
That's
Jimmy,
right.
Do you have anything to say besides being late, no music, no Happy Father's Day from you yet?
Happy Father's Day, sweetheart.
Me too, fuckface.
Happy Father's Day.
You gotta say it to him like 12 times.
Yeah, do you want some spankings too while you're at it?
Threaten me with a good time, motherfucker.
I mean, nothing really that I've got to say other than I mean, we got shows booked here soon. June 28th will be your birthday show.
My birthday show.
It's our
2-year anniversary show. It is at Andres Party Center.
Banquet Center,
in
whatever the fuck you want to
Ashtabula,
call it.
Ohio. Come out to that one. We are fully loaded for that one. It's going to be a great show. You have one this week coming.
Oh, yes, I do, yeah. June 21st, I will be at the Red Creek Bar and Grill in Paynesville, Ohio. We're working with Nancy Abraham. I'm really excited for that one.
Great. So, anything else? Oh, we got the Cove every Tuesday, which we have a badass lineup this Tuesday. All of my Cove shows are going to be great this year. Come down to the Cove in Geneva on the Lake. Come early, go to Eddie's Grill, go to get you some bite to eat, come on into a show at 8 o'clock on Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night.
And then what's today? Today's Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, so tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon at noon, we have Motherfucking Mondays, a podcast with me and Dino, the Genetic Marvel. We kind of recap the news from the weekend, if there was any, and recap the news that everybody decided to forget about. And then Monday night we have Life of Giants. We take a particular quote, like a famous quote, we kind of discuss it. Then we got Wednesdays, What the Fuck Wednesdays, it's my personal podcast where we just go off uncensored. Thursday we got mental health. But this week, Wednesday, I will be at Tops, so there will be none of that. And I don't know if I'll be on Life of Giants, because I might hit an open mic just to sprucing up a little bit before the contest. But that's our schedule. And then whatever live shows I usually have posted either on my Facebook page or Upside Down Studios page.
All right. Thank you a lot for coming, Marco.
Appreciate you. Anytime.
We appreciate you. I've been looking forward to working more and more with you. And we are going to leave with that. Remember to follow all of us at different...
all the platforms, all that bullshit.
And all that. And that's a wrap, I think. Anything else, Jimmy?
No, I think I'm good.
I must say, I'm fucking loving your shorts.
Thank you. I was swimming all day.
Thank you all for watching The Mental Ward in the Rubber Room. Thank you.
Wait.